Uncommon dads, they also father the fatherless. I mean, one of the things that an uncommon dad really understands is that fatherhood is not an individual pursuit, it's a community pursuit. I mean, part of being a good dad isn't just connecting to your own kids, which is important, but it's also making sure that you're there for kids who are growing up without a father in their life. You know, there are 24 million kids who are growing up in father-absent homes. We've got 65 million fathers out there. Just imagine if a portion of those fathers would reach out to those kids who are growing up without dads. You know, I had an experience when I was writing my book that, you know, one of my best friends from college, you know, passed away suddenly. He had a 12-year-old son that was about to go into a very important time of that transition from boyhood to manhood. And, you know, one of the things that I was inspired by was an initiative that we started when I was at National Fatherhood Initiative called Double Duty Dads. And basically the notion around double duty dad, which you can learn about if you go to NFI's website, which is fatherhood.org, is this notion that as a father, you step into the life of a kid who's growing up without a dad. Not that you're trying to replace the father, but what you're trying to do is model for that young man and even model for that young lady what fatherhood looks like. So they can aspire, so a boy can aspire to be that, and so that a girl can aspire to have that for her children. And the thing that's really neat about this, and any guy can do this, you know, it's not about looking out, it's about looking down and around. And what do I mean by that? I mean, very practically, there are kids that are within your own circle of influence, within your own family, within your own neighborhood, within your own church, that need a father's touch, that need that. So practical way to do it is you just take a sheet of paper, you put 5 lines on it and put the names of 5 kids that you know within your circle of influence, and then you just pick one. And then what do? Well, you just have to be there. Because what will happen over time is you're just there, meeting them at their point of need, the relationship will grow. I know a lot of times for dads, you know, this whole notion around mentoring or whatever, there's a big obstacle because the question is, what am I going to do? Because we're so wired around doing. This really isn't something about doing. This is more about being. So you just be present, and what will happen over time is the relationship grows. And as you show the vulnerability of being there for them, that will grow the intimacy that will build to a long-lasting relationship. I really got inspired around this notion about legacy, and that a legacy is not something that you leave, it's something that you live every day. It's not something you leave, it's something that you live every day. And when you think about it that way, every new day you have an opportunity as it pertains to your legacy. So it's the wonderful thing about the human condition, that you can see that you're heading in a certain direction, you can decide to move into a different direction and create a different legacy for yourself. And this is desperately needed. As I said, there's 24 million kids growing up without fathers in their lives. There are fathers who are deployed overseas for long periods of time. There are fathers who are incarcerated that need somebody to walk alongside their kids before they can make a transition back into their kids' life and even help them when they make the transition. So this really is a clarion call for all fathers, all uncommon dads, to do something that's got to become more common, which is stepping into the life of a kid who needs a father's touch but doesn't have one.